Hello everyone, you're all welcome to today's class. And in today's class, we're going to be considering a topic titled ratio. So first of all, what is ratio? So going by the definition, this is the minimum way of comparing, in bracket, or sharing quantities of the same kind. That's basically what ratio is. Now, for the ratio, when solving questions under ratio, you must ensure that the units are uniform before you solve. The units must be expressed uniformly. So ratios are usually represented using columns. So example, if I have P dot dot Q. So the same thing as me saying P ratio Q. That's for ratio. So which is pronounced as ratio of P to Q. So ratio of P to Q, I'll say P ratio Q. That's the essence of the two column. It represents the ratio. So that's that. So an example, if I'm giving a question like this. Example 1. If I'm giving a question like this, find the ratio of 2 naira to 40 kobo. 2 naira to 40 kobo. Now, solution. I'm going to represent this using the ratio sign. Now, so I'm going to have my 2 naira ratio 40 kobo. But looking at it, I'll discover that the units are not the same. Now, the 2 here I have, what I have here is naira, that is 2 naira. While here I have kobo. So I have to make the unit the same. That's by converting this naira to kobo. So from our basic knowledge, 1 naira is equivalent to 100 kobo. So 1 naira is equivalent to 100 kobo. So for me to convert 2 naira to kobo, I'm going to say 2 times 100 ratio 40 kobo. So 2 times 100 kobo ratio 40 kobo. So 2 times 100, I'll have 200 kobo ratio 40 kobo. So from here, the kobo sign will cancel each other. 0 will go into 0. Here, 4 here will give me 1. Why 4 here will give me 5? So I'll have 5 ratio 1. So my final answer is 5 ratio 1. So that's the final answer. So the next question, example 2, says I should. Example 2. Example 2 said if 57/95, that's 57 ratio 95, is equal to 12 ratio y, evaluate y. Evaluate y. So me evaluating y, solution. I'm going to convert the ratio to fraction. So converting it, I'm going to have 57 over 95 is equal to 12 over y. So all I need to do next here is just to cross multiply. So if I'm cross multiplying, I'll have 57 times y is equals to 12 times 95. So my y now will be equal to 12 times 95 over 57. That's by cross multiplying. So when I cross multiply, I'll have 12 times 95 divided by 57 is going to give me 20. So that's my final answer. 12 times 95 divided by 57, I'm going to have 20. So my y is equal to 20. So that's my final answer for the second example. So I'll move to the next example, which is example 3. So example 3 says, which of this ratio is greater? 6 ratio 8 or 12 ratio 22. So the question is asking me that between these two ratios, which one among them is greater? Now for me to determine the one that is greater, I have to separate them and compare at the tail end. Now separating it, I'll go and I'll proceed to say for 6:8, we have, for 12:22, we have, so I'll separate it. So for 6:8, I'm going to convert it to fraction. Now, converting it to fraction, I'm going to have 6/8 is equal to, now I'm going to divide the denominator with a number that is going to give me 1. Now, so dividing the denominator with a number that will give me 1, the number that will give me 1 is the same number as the denominator. So me saying 8 divided by 8, you see the denominator divided by 8 is going to give me 1 at the tail end. So the same thing I'll do to the other side. I'll have 12/22. The denominator here is 22. I'll divide it by 22, which I'm going to get 1. So here I'll have 6/8 is equal to 8 divided by 8 is 1. So here I'll have 12/22 is equal to 22 divided by 22, I have 1. So from pressing my calculator, I'll discover that 6 divided by 8, I'll have 0.750 is equal to 1. Then the same thing here, I'll have 0.545 is equal to 1. Then I'll convert it back to the ratio. So I'll have 7.750 ratio 1. Here I'll have 0.545 ratio 1. So looking at the both sides, looking at both sides, I'll discover that 0.750 is greater than 0.545. So from here, I will run to my conclusion to say my 6:8 is greater than 12:22. So that's my final answer. 6:8 is greater than 12:22. So my final example. So my last example now, I have example 4, which says 3 people share 30 eggs in the ratio of 1:2:3. How many eggs does each have? Or does each received? So how many eggs does each receive? So solution. Going back to the question, first thing first, the total number of eggs that is being given is 30. So my total number of eggs is equal to 30. Then my total number of, or my total ratio. So my total ratio is equal to, I'm going to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 to get my total ratio. So I'll have 1 plus 2 plus 3, which will give me 6. So my total ratio is 6. Now I'm going to pick it separately. How many eggs will 1 have? How many eggs will 2 have? And how many eggs will 3 have? So I'll write it this way. First person. So my first person share is going to be equal to 1 divided by the total ratio, that is 1 times the total number of eggs shared, which is 30, then divide by my total ratio, which is 6. So 1 multiplied by the total number of eggs, then divide by 6, which is the total ratio. So 1 times 30 divided by 6 is the same thing as me having 30 over 6, which will give me 5 eggs. So the first person share is 5x. Now the second person share is equal to 2 times the total number of egg, which is 30, divided by the total ratio, which is 6. So I have it to be equal to 2 times 30 will give me 60 divided by 6. So 60 divided by 6, I'll have 10 eggs. So I'll move to the next one, third person share. So my third person share is going to be 3 times 30 divided by 6. So which I'm going to have 3 times 30 is going to give me 90. I'll divide it by 6. So 90 divided by 6, I'll have 15 eggs. So from this question, the first person share is 5 eggs, while the second person share is 10 eggs, and the third person share is 15 eggs. So I hope you all enjoyed today's class. Hope to see you in the next class. Thank you.